Welcome to Shot House, the podcast where we explore the craft, challenges, and stories of the farriers world. From the anvil to the arena, we're here to talk all things hooves, horses, and hard work. Let's get started. Come on, guys, what is happening? JT Adams, this is Shot House. Got a really cool special guest in the building today. It is really bright and early over here in Oklahoma, and normally I like to shoot the podcast a little bit later, but had to wake up early and get to work because the guest that we have today is all the way over, how do we say it, the pond in Italy. Francesco D Urso in the building. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Oh, brother, I'm doing great. I'm living life. I'm happy. You're always looking happy. Every time I see you on a photo,
Yes,
you're
sir.
smiling big, brother.
Yeah, I try to enjoy my life. Yes, sir. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's good. And that's the best way to do it, man, is enjoy every day.
Yeah.
You know, we're blessed,
Yep.
As horsemen, we're blessed
Absolutely.
every day. We really are. Francesco, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let's just start this
Sorry,
whole
man.
thing
I think
off.
I lost you.
You lost me? Can you hear me?
Try speak.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Sometimes
So
I think I lose.
All right. We might have some technical difficulties because, we're so far apart. I'm not for sure. But hopefully we can get through it. Francesco, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, who you are, and all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Francesco D Urso. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Italy. I'm from a small town. The name of the small town is Arese and is close to a big city, Milan. Here in Italy, I mainly like my first job. I'm an assistant farrier. I apprentice with this guy, and I go with him and I roll with him 3 days a week. Just now, I'm starting to go on my own for some little jobs like trims and a couple of setup shoes, and the rest of the days when I'm not working with the farrier, I work as an assistant trainer where I am today actually, and I'm in Seba Reining Horses.
Cool, man. So Italy, the first thing I think about is that do y'all have trucks? Do y'all have like pickup trucks, like Ford F-150s and Chevy Silverado?
I actually. Yes, sir. We sure do have. I actually have. No, it's like it's funny, yeah, because when somebody, especially from another country, thinks about Italy, doesn't think about for sure about the Western world or the countryside. So it's like think about like nice food and little cars,
Right.
That's what Italy looks like in the movies. But yeah,
Well,
we
I
sure
automatically
have big trucks. I actually have one on my own.
Well, I actually always think of
we do have trucks. Yes, sir.
Like Jason Bourne movies. So that's what comes into my head of like what y'all are driving over there,
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Like for sure, a lot of people drive small cars, or like it's not normal. Just lately, like in the last few years, people start driving more trucks or big cars like that. Like for example, me, like in Italy here, we have like this law where you're not allowed to drive bigger cars or like powerful cars until you actually went over 3 years after you got your driver license that we can get when we are 18. So you don't see like a lot of very young kids be able to drive big trucks or stuff like that. But for example, me, that I also use it as a working truck. That's my shoeing
Gotcha.
rig, I can be able, and also I went over the 3 years. So now I'm able to drive big trucks. But yeah, especially us in the horse industry, we can drive. A lot of us drive trucks. Yes, sir.
And y'all
We
have
haul
trailers
and
too.
whatever.
I'm guessing you have trailers because like in our head
Yeah,
over here, I don't know.
yeah.
It's like the streets aren't big enough for a trailer, and maybe you're just riding your horses everywhere. If you need to take them somewhere, you don't trailer them, you just hop on them and go. I don't know. We're that's the way
Well,
we think. I guess.
that's funny because, like, for example, like that is a true thing that our roads, our streets are way smaller than yours, guys. And a true fact is, like, your trailers, the way, like, your trailers are kind of different than us. The way you hook it to the truck and the way are built, they are for sure different. You don't see. I actually think I only see once a trailer that looked like an American trailer. But for example, like me and my team, and the guys I work for, when it's about to go to shows, to the raining shows and whatever, we don't use like a trailer. But since we got, like, maybe we travel with 10, 12, 13, 15 horses, we just call the big trucks like semi truck, if this is the
Gotcha.
right word. I'm not sure about it, but
Oh,
we just
semis.
load them up with, like, these big boys and go to the show and go to the
Yeah,
show.
no.
And
Se-
funny fact, when I used to be a team roper, and when I had to go to the team rope, I didn't have a driver license. Luckily, the place I would go rodeo was close to the place where I kept the horse, so I would just ride him over there across the streets and go to the
Hey, man,
rodeo arena from
ain't
one
nothing
place
wrong
to
with
another.
that. Well, that's good. That's cool to know that you guys are rocking Chevys and Fords and trailers. Because I mean, we were trying to figure it out over here. Like, what do they do? How do they get around? Like, do they have trucks? I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's cool having, um, different cultures meet each other and talk about the street sizes, the food,
Yeah.
the language. Um, the Italian language is something that, we're not taught over here. We learn Spanish, so when you meet
Mhm.
somebody from Italy
Yeah,
who can
yeah,
speak
yeah.
so fluently in that language, it's pretty neat, man. It's pretty neat. Well, again, thank you so much for
Yeah,
being here.
thank you. Thank
One of the biggest reasons, and many reasons, not only you're my good buddy and a good friend of mine, um, is that you're a really great horseman. You and I had some really cool conversations over the phone, talking farrier work and horsemanship,
you. Yes, sir.
and you're very passionate about it. And one question I
Hmm.
want to ask you, just to kind of get this thing
Yeah.
rolling, is what is horsemanship in your definition?
You know, I still consider myself not a horseman yet, just because, like, I'm still very young, and I still have to learn a lot about these animals. And sometimes when I report with them, I kind of find some situation where I don't know how to get around or to solve the problem with. But for me, horseman. So I'm looking, like, my project, my dream is actually to become a horseman one day, like somebody you can up to and say he's a horseman. You know, for me, horsemanship, like, for what I've been taught and what's my idea of horsemanship, is somebody that can talk to the animal, not like the weird way, like, or them horse whispers, but these animals talks to us with their body language, and with their movements, even when they're standing, even on their body, like the line on the hooves, or like all these little messages that the animals send to us. And we, as horsemen, as horse trainers, as people who loves to have to deal with these animals, uh, we have to, like, to be a horseman, you have to be in the position to not say totally, because I don't think somebody will ever totally understand this animal, but kind of communicate with this animal, being able to work together with this animal, and get to somewhere, like, to a certain point with this animal together. Leading him, showing him you are the leader, but also a friend, somebody to work with, not somebody whose the horse is working for.
No, I get it, man.
I hope is
It's
if that's the message.
I love it. I love how you came out right away and just kind of identified that, hey, this is not what I am. This is the journey that I'm on, basically. This is an ongoing thing,
Yes, sir.
and you're right. We're never going to figure it out. And so what you're saying is almost kind of like communicating in a different dimension almost. You know, you're not using
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
hmm
they can feel your
Like, yeah,
right. I mean, there's some craziness going
exactly.
on.
Yeah. 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 Like, is if horses could talk to us, I think they would tell us how they feel more comfortable with the shoes. They would tell us the thing we are doing wrong, and that's what we are getting a certain reaction while we are on training on them. And that's where the real horseman came up, you know, trying to be understandable, like trying to understand. Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy, I can hear you. I can hear you. You're just kind of
Hello?
breaking up. You're just breaking up a little bit. No big deal. Can you hear me?
I guess. Like, I don't know what. Like, I can see you, but I cannot hear you now. I
Okay.
apologize to everybody.
Hey, it's all good. Go ahead and exit back out and come back in.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
no big deal. In the meantime, guys, I want to talk about something that's coming up in the spring, and it will be here very, very soon. And that's flies. They're coming, and they're coming fast. And I want to introduce to you guys an all natural product that um, is locally made here in Wynnewood, Oklahoma, and distributed among some of the local barns around here and horse owners. And it seems like it's been working out, and we're excited to launch it this year um, in full blast. So check out Mally's Fly Spray.
Are flies bothering your horses? Give them the natural protection they deserve with Mally's Fly Spray, the all-natural solution to keep all flies away. Made with all-natural ingredients, Mally's Fly Spray is tough on flies but gentle on your horses. Safe, effective, and 100% natural because your horses deserve the best. Try Mally's Fly Spray today.
Cool, cool, cool. Looks like we got you back.
Yeah,
Get you added
sorry.
back in, man.
My
It's all
boss
good, man.
just called me.
Hey, when the boss calls, you got an answer. You have to. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
it's the way it is. And so let's just kind of keep moving on, man. I mean, we talked about the definition of horsemanship, and I love the way that you approach that. And you talked about how you're apprenticing in the farrier world and apprenticing as a trainer. But I got off the phone with you the other day, and you're like, "Hey, JT, I got to call you back. I'm out here starting some rank ones." So let's talk a little bit about you starting some of these colts, man. How's that going? How'd you get into that? Are you enjoying it?
Yes. Well, I actually just starting now to breaking codes on my own. Like, you know, I always been the guy who like there would be like the old man or some more like expert people working with the code, and I would be just the one hop on for the first time. And just now I'm starting to like actually starting them on my own from the beginning till the end. And when you called me the other day, I was in the round pen actually. Well, I wasn't even in the round pen. I was about to catch this colt. It's a very nice colt. It's a 2-year-old, one gun with smart Chicolina, very nice horse. And she's a wild one. Yeah, she's very smart, and I think like she's one of them horses that would get very attached to you and willing to learn. For the moment, it's just like I only work a couple of times with her. For the moment, it's like seems she don't really trust people since she's been in the pasture for such a long time without having nobody really working with her. And but I think she's gonna be a very good one day, especially because like from the little I saw for the couple of times I've worked with her, she seems like the first reaction of her would be like being scared, but then after that she realizes nothing bad is gonna happen to her, and she actually do the stuff pretty good. So I'm very happy with her. I actually got a little like, you know, one thing I like about cold starting instead, like if you ask me if I prefer cold starting or training horses, I would say cold start, because in the while you cold start you can see the progress from one day to another. You know,
Right.
this horse, first time I tried to catch her, there was no way I could put a halter in that thing. And the second time, she almost came to me on her own, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like these little stuff that you can see in every, like when you start launching at them the first time, how they react to a new thing the next day you show her, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is
So that
all
kind of
these
leads
little.
me into this next question of like, what do you look for in a young horse? What are you kind of naturally looking for when you're like, hey, this guy has a lot of potential?
Well, what we looked at, like the first time we actually, what we do for the first time in the round pen with a horse, well, first of all, we see how she interact with people, you know, like which are her reactions. Like, for example, I work with this colt, nobody ever touch her. She's 18 months old, nobody ever touch her, and we just walk up to her in the pasture, and she let us put a halter on, and we took her to the round pen like she was already broke. And then I got one like the one now, like I already put the halter a couple of times of her on her, but every time I walk up to her, she's like acting all scared and stuff.
Hmm.
So what we do look for is how she like interacts with people, you know, and then after we can bring her to the round, bring him or her to the round pen, we kind of see how she moves, you know, how she crossed the legs, how she turned to one side to another, how she loop, how she trot, you know, all this kind of stuff. That's the first thing first we see in a horse. And of course you will have horses that you can see and you can tell they are they're gonna be better at one thing than another, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Have
horse
you
is different, like every foot is different, you know.
right? Oh yeah. Have you gotten to a situation yet where you strap in and this thing goes to bucking? Have you been in that situation?
Well,
Rode anything? Have you rode any dragons lately?
no, like here, because raining horses, like one day they are supposed to be raining horses, you know. So you do everything in your power to not make them buck, you know. Like if you do that, like of course there's still gonna be the one that is gonna give you a couple of hops and once in a while. But this happened to me when I was not in the, you know, in the raining world, and I just hop on a colt and get my my little rodeo around. Yeah, it happened to me. It happened in arena. It happened in a pasture. It happened in between the cows, like while I was moving cows. And yeah, sure, I've done my little rodeos any once in a
Right.
while.
I
Yes,
think
sir. I can
everybody
say that.
has a cool rodeo story.
But no, not
Everybody.
with the raining horses. With the raining horses, even when they are such in a young age, you can tell. Like I was talking about this with my boss actually the other day. Like you see how the horses change from nowadays to what they were back then. You know, like all the bloodlines, all the morphology part. You know, these horses are bred to do something, so they're kind of more will, like all the quarter horses, but especially the one that are bred for like such disciplines such like reining, cutting cows. Their mind is different. They're more willing to work with the human. So it's kind of like you're not gonna find anymore, in my opinion. Like yes, one any once in a while, yes, but for the most of them, they're all pretty good horses. Like even the one I'm working with right now, like I don't think like yeah, of course you're gonna give me maybe a couple of humps, but I think that's gonna be pretty much it because they're bred to do it. Like I don't think I'm gonna too much problems with these kind of horses, in my opinion.
Cool, man. And so you talk a lot about reining horses, and I get it. Everybody starts their career off in one way or another, but it always starts in a pasture with some
Yeah,
good bucks and some good laughs. But you're taking
hell
it
yeah.
to the next level with reining horses, and you're now working with a trainer. Are you
Mm-hmm.
guys, what's y'all's day to day looking like, and what's that projected? Are you guys going to competitions? Are you
Yeah.
entering different events? What are you guys up to?
So, for example, like right now starts the show season. Actually, the week after next week, we're gonna go to our first show. I think we're taking there 11 or 12 horses, but these just are just some small like local um, shows to, like, we do it most not for like the show himself, but more to like get the horses used to go out, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a very good horse, like is very well mannered at the house, like at the ranch, doesn't mean that this horse is gonna behave themselves the same way in a show contest, in a show arena, you know, around a lot of new horses in a new contest. For example, we are bringing the last year 2-year-olds that are turning 3 this year to the show for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just to get them used to what it's gonna be for the big deal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my
Just to
wife,
put them under pressure a little bit.
she'll go to different events, and she might bring 2 or 3 horses with her that are just going to be there to be there. You know, they're
Yeah,
not. Yeah. So I
yeah.
get what
You
you're
know,
saying.
there is one thing we call pay time, where you bring your horse, like you bring the horse in, like you are in the show arena, but it's not actually the show. It's just to see how the horse is gonna react under that kind of pressure. The horse
Mhm.
is not gonna be the same way how he's in the arena at the house, how he's in the arena in the pay time. You gotta also train him to that, you know, to that part, because even the horse is feeling the show.
So what's the history behind reining? You know, like I don't know how to really ask that question. That's the best way to do it, I think. Is just what's the history? Like what did it evolve from? Do you know that?
Well, once I heard a story where there was this bunch of cowboys moving cattle, and they were like trying out to show each other who was the best horse rider and who had the best horse, and they were trying to make like a very rough and old pattern in the pasture and whatever. I think it's where everything started, you know. And you can see also, though, a very different training from what it was back in the 70s, 80s, or in the early 2000s compared to what it is now. You know, we are on a total different level of training. That, and this also, I think it would go back to what I was talking about earlier about the cold starting and the bloodlines. Like the bloodline got such on a high level, and the level and the quality of the horse riding got so much better that the horses like now are not even like comparable to what the horse once looked like in the show pen, you know.
Mhm. So you're
That's
saying
my
there was a bunch of, so this is a story you heard of a bunch of cowboys in a pasture just kind of
yeah.
talking shit with each other,
Yeah,
and then
that's
it
what I heard. I
yeah,
don't know if it's true, but
I like it.
you
Let's
know.
say I'm gonna say it's true. I'm gonna say it's true. Uh-huh. Well, hey man, let's dive into what else you got going on, and that's you said you're apprenticing underneath a farrier, and you're staying fairly busy with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How's that going, man? Are you learning a lot? Are you having fun? Or
Yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah.
anything?
Like the guy I shoot horses with, his name is Giacomo D'Alessandro. We call him Jack. He's more than than just like a boss or an instructor for the horseshoeing aspect. He's also a teacher. I like to say a teacher in life. He's a very good man, and he's a very wise man. You know, he's teaching me a lot, not just on the horseshoeing part, but also in life. You know, I'm very lucky that I get the opportunity to work with such a person. That's for sure. And yeah, we stay busy. We go out in the morning, not very early. We like when I go shoe horses, we like to like, how can I say, to take our time. You know, we go there,
Yeah.
we do our horses, we do a very good job, and then we go back home. And in the meanwhile, when it's time to work, we work. We don't mess around. But besides that,
Mhm.
we have a lot of fun together. Like that's how
That's
I
cool,
like to
man.
work. That's how I,
You know,
you
that's
know.
why they call it a mentor, right?
Yeah, that's a
You know,
mentor for sure.
it's mentoring in so many different ways beyond just, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. I mean, he's mentoring you as a person because
Yeah,
he wants to develop a good human, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. No, yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
I'm
cool.
very I'm very lucky. Yeah, I'd say he's a mentor to me. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Like I got my ass whooped by him for sure. And but every time I needed it. So, you know, man, he's teaching me like every since I started working with this guy that I actually met because I was working here only for the reining barn. Me and him only shoe reining horses, so I met him at the place where I'm also work here, and the reining barn, and that's where I met him. And after I went to school in Oklahoma, he gave me the opportunity to go and apprentice with him, and I'm very lucky. Yes, sir, I'm very happy,
Cool.
especially because my everything about the horseshoeing aspect, in my opinion, is getting better. Yes, sir, absolutely.
Well, that's what's great too, man, is after you get some sort of education, to be able to continue that education in an apprentice program and work your way through the ranks, because there's a lot more that you're going to learn from a one-on-one basis. And I also believe, moving and having multiple guys that you run with is always a cool option if that's available. I ran with a guy who changed my life when it came to horsemanship, changed my views when it came to what is flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And taught me a lot.
Yeah, I don't really like. I don't have the chance to, how can I say, to roll with multiple guys, but that's just because, I mean, when I'm not shoeing horse, like I go a certain number of days with this guy, so, and the rest of them I'm at the barn working, or I'm in another place where I break colts, like just, this is not like I have the opportunity to roll with multiple bad guys, but I totally agree with you, because for example, I can see the difference between like all here at the reining barn, we have a lot of horses and there are multiple farriers, not just him, so I can see like the different ways each one of them these guys have to shoe the horses, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many different methods and strategies and wives' tales that have been passed down through generations of generations. But how's the farrier business over there? You mentioned a lot of farriers in a barn at one time. And I bet there's a lot of horses, I'm guessing. Is business just booming?
Well, no, it's not that it's booming. Like, for example, we have here in Italy, I think honestly, I'm the youngest doing this job right now. There isn't a lot of guys nowadays that would like to do this kind of job. There are some young people that does it, but I think I'm the youngest right now, and it's not like
why is
it's
that?
a business.
Why is that?
Because, man, I don't know. I feel like like a lot of people nowadays, now that there are these social networks and that tells you how easy it is now to make money just sitting your ass on the on the sofa or whatever is taking like too much space between the young generation nowadays. Nobody now likes to do the whole stuff, in my opinion. I might be wrong. But for me, I don't know, man. I always been the kind of person who I get bored. Like even in my free day, I get bored staying at the house, so I go out. I mean, I go do stuff. I go do my calls.
And I think that I think you're spot on, dude. I really do. I think you're spot on with the generation change, and you got a couple younger guys here and there, and I say couple loosely, but a low percentage of the younger population is interested in doing some type of manual labor, because shoeing horses is a lot of manual labor, and it's a lifestyle, and I think it's a lifestyle that's slowly kind of depleting.
Yeah, is that? But I tell you what, this job will never die. Even if what can I say, like horse reining, cutting, cow horse business is gonna go down, or like all the horse riding is gonna go down, because lately it's been very like it's like you gotta, let's be honest, like you need money to do this kind of stuff, horse riding in general. So when I think like sorry, I kind of lost the point. I mean,
we were talking about how the younger generation, and I say that again, I this could be guys that are my age that are coming into their 40s. I mean, it's just kind of like a breed of person, and I think the internet Yeah, you know, it has nothing really to do with generation. Let me take that back. It has nothing to do with where you're from or when you were born. It really just has to do with were you influenced by that advertisement on Facebook that says you can work at home and earn $5,200 a week. That's not real. That's not real.
That's not real. First of all, and second, like, let's talk about it. This is horseshoeing. It's like being a farrier is a very hard job. It's hard on you, man. Like on your body. It's not easy when you have to deal with bad horses. Sometimes you get hurt with the tools. Like you're tired, but you still have to go there, and you cannot sit on a chair and just work from the laptop or whatever. But you have to literally work your ass off, you know. And nobody's paying you if you are sick. Like you don't get paid if you're sick or if you don't feel like to work that day. You know, you still have to show up, go to work, get your job done, and then go home. Own the stuff, you know. You gotta deserve it. I like this. I like the thing that my money comes from, you know, something I do physically with my own work that I can see at the end, and I can see the process.
And you know, here's the thing is that when I'm done, okay, you're right. It takes a lot of like internal drive sometimes and discipline to say, I got to get up and I got to get to work. I get it. It is, and it's getting harder and harder. I get it.
Yeah.
But the feeling of that accomplishment afterwards, like after I'm done with that horse or I'm done with my day and I'm getting back in my rig and I'm heading home and I got a pocket full of cash and man, I earned every dollar. You can't beat that feeling.
No,
that feeling will never die.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think like this is one of like the jobs as an assistant trainer and a farrier are like not easy jobs, not an everybody job, because it's not easy on your mind, you know, not just on your body, because forget the body part for a second, you know, it's not easy on your mind. You work more than every normal job. You know, you in the barn maybe from 7 a.m. till like late at night. A horse gets sick, a horse is not feeling good. You gotta stay there, and it's not an easy work. You know, in the horse training, the trainers, they how can I say, they earn it to be there. You know, but to get there, they had to went through a lot of shit. Let's say like this, through a lot of shit. You know. And that's what they put us through, just to make sure that we are gonna be like them one day. But all the stuff we're going through, every assistant in this world, every farrier, every apprentice, whatever he went through, like all the stuff you've been put through is not easy on your mind. You know, you have to do a lot of sacrifice. You have to do a lot of sacrifice. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all worth it, because you have a dream and you gotta chase it.
And I couldn't agree 100% more when you talk about the fact that, you know, your mentor is going to put you through hell because that's what his job is. That's his job.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Like, there's so much history and tradition that is at stake right now, bringing someone new into this camp. And the military over here is like that, especially the Marine Corps, you know, and I served quite a long time in the Marine Corps, and the brotherhood is earned. And it's earned through pain and blood and sweat and scars that are going to last a lifetime. And it is terrible going through it right then and there. But let me tell you what, it's worth it at the back end because it's priceless. It's a priceless brand that you will wear forever.
And it makes you tough. Like, especially during this period of time, what's going on in our world, where there are people that say, I get offended by this, I get offended by this. Dude, you've been working with people that don't give a shit if you get offended by what they say, you know. And all of this, like, it just makes you tougher. It gets ready for you to go out in the world on your own. And all the stuff they tell you, all the stuff they put you through, they're just doing you a favor, you know. So shut up and keep working. That's my
and understand how blessed you are to have this opportunity with somebody. You know.
Yeah.
When I got out here to Oklahoma, was a little over a year ago, I linked up with a guy who changed my life. I mentioned him earlier. His name's Conrado Stefani. And man, he was not light on me. He was heavy on me. He insulted me. He embarrassed me, you know, and he did that to get my attention 100%. I need to tap in deep inside you and get some things moving. And so when you talk about like put the physical aspect aside a little bit and just focus on the mental fortitude that it takes to become a farrier, it is big time. And that's why the failure rate is high. That's why the nutrition rate is the way that it is. People can't hack it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, man. It's just like, dude, if you wanna be tough, you have to go through some stuff, you know. But at the end of the day, if you are strong enough to get through it, and if you actually deserve it, at the end of the day, you are gonna be the one. And one day, if you will see somebody that wanna learn from you, and you actually see that the stuff that they did to you, they actually work, you are gonna be tough on them, but just to make them a favor, you know. This world needs it. This world need more people like us, like every one of us, you know.
Well, I know that you were talking about your schedule a little bit, and it sounds like you're super busy all the time. But like, are there any hobbies that you have besides horses? Is there anything that is out there that you do that has nothing to do with a saddle, nothing to do with a horse or a driving hammer?
Well, this is kind of fun. You know, I don't like for real. When I'm not like usually when I have free time, I go work my calls. Like that's the weird part, you know. And like I would like when I have free time, I actually enjoy my free time working with my little wild ones, you know. But what can I say? Like, yes, sure. At night, I like after work. Like one thing I like to do with my buddies, maybe after work, like some of them works with me here, some others like are other assistants somewhere, or some others are just non-pros that have the horses here. We just hop on in my truck and drive somewhere to a lake or just drive somewhere to a river, and we just enjoy the time over there.
Just getting off the barn is a hobby.
We
just getting off the ranch.
We just get off the range and go to like when the times is gonna like the weather is gonna be better, we are gonna go wakeboard. Now in the winter, actually in the winter time I go not very often, but
So
when I
y'all
have
have
the chance,
y'all have ski boats and stuff. Y'all have ski boats.
no, we go to the wake park where there is not like it's
Oh,
not
I know
like
what you're
pulled by a
talking about.
boat, but like some cables.
I know
you
what
know?
you're talking about. Here, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Wakeboard Park. I've done this in North Texas.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is cool. It's really cool. Here's a good photo. Let's see if I can bring it up. Here's one right here. The world's best wake park. That's what it's called. It's called a wake park. So this says the biggest one in the world. I don't want that one. And that's not a photo. Here it is right here. So I went to one of these, and dude, it took, you couldn't get me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it right there?
Wait, I can.
Yeah, so it's like hooked up to a machine that just kind of goes around in circles.
Yeah, it's where you get hooked up to a machine and you just go from 0 to 30 miles per hour. Like that stuff goes.
Look, they got jumps. Look at that guy jumping.
Yeah. It's like you, especially because like the first time I went over there, I didn't really like have no clue how to wakeboard or whatever. It's just like, hey, it's water. I don't think it's gonna hurt. No, it hurts when you fall in that thing. Yeah, I promise.
It's water. It's not gonna hurt.
Oh, it does.
Have you ever jumped off? Have you ever jumped off like a cliff and landed in water?
Yeah. Like actually, the last time I was in Oklahoma with my best friend Kane, he went to OHS with me, with us. And yes, last time I hit the jump was over there with him. We went to Wake Park in Oklahoma City, and I saw this big old jump. And I really did not mean it to take it all the way. I was just gonna go on the side, but then I'm not very good at it, so I took it. And luckily, I landed on my feet. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I did. And that was good because otherwise, that would have fucked me up. Yeah, that was.
Do you guys have water parks? over there?
Yeah,
Like we have you do?
yeah. We have like this where I go with my friends. It's called Idroscalo. It's just like this big lake here in Italy. They do a bunch of stuff, and in a small part of the park, you can either wakeboard or surf. They make the waves if you want to surf.
That's cool. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of cool things to do over there. What and now
Yeah.
over here we always when we think Italy, we're always like Italian food. What's the
Mm-hmm.
best restaurant in your hometown?
Mm, that's a like in my home, like in my small town. I usually go to this little local restaurant called Pizzeria con le Mani. That is that
Pizzeria
the
con le mani.
yeah, Pizzeria con le Mani. That translated would be like pizzeria and then
Best
made by
pizza in
hands.
town.
Yeah, that I would say that. Yeah, that's the best pizza in the small town where I'm from. Yeah. Yes, sir,
Now,
for sure.
so let's say that you can't make it over the pizza doing a Mamari's place, right? Do they have Uber? Do they have Uber and Uber Eats or whatever?
Like the people that bring you food, like if you order it and they bring
Yeah,
it to
like
you.
you can order it on the phone or on your app, and they deliver it to you.
Yeah, we got like Glovo. Uh, I never used it. Like either one of the people working in that place would bring it to the house, you know. Well, but I never used one of them stuff. Actually, I know a lot of my buddies do. Like when they're hungry, they order like food from restaurants, whatever restaurants they want to have, and just have somebody named like it's this company, I guess, that brings you food and stuff. They go to the
Hmm.
each restaurant. They got like a contract or whatever with the restaurant, and they like they have this deal where they were. I don't really know how it works. I never used it.
It is now over here. We got like New York and New Jersey, and they claim that they got the best pizza in town.
No, hell no.
Is the best over there?
Dude, we from Italy. Like, come on, man. Like, what kind of question is that? Don't get me
Just the
wrong.
way
Like,
you said that, I believe you. Hey, man, we from Italy. I believe you.
yo, I ate American pizza. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But nothing comparable to
You
Italian
can't
pizza.
you can't judge gas station pizza and call it American
No,
pizza.
no,
You got
no,
to
no,
go to
no. Don't get me wrong. I've been to when I was at school in Oklahoma. Actually, there was like an Italian horse trainer that works just next to the school. And one night we went to have pizza to a restaurant in Oklahoma City, and that was very, very close to Italian pizza, but still not it. Still not it. You know?
cool. Well, this next segment here, man, is called Turn and Burn,
Okay.
and this is where I'm just gonna fire some questions at you.
Mm-hmm.
And you just let me know what's the first thing that pops in your head. Now, over here in
Okay.
America, we call football football and soccer
Okay.
soccer. So is it
Okay.
football or is it soccer?
That's football.
You call soccer football. Yep, I knew that. What's your favorite shoe size?
Double odd.
A double lot.
Yeah.
Nice. Front or Heinz?
France.
What is it about the fronts, man? You don't like the Heinz?
Well, you know what? I think like I don't know why. Even when I'm working on the feet, I don't know. I just feel more comfortable doing the fronts. Even when I go around with the nippers, cleaning the sole, everything, the whole work that goes around the fronts, I'm just more comfortable with it. I don't know what it is about, but yeah, fronts for sure. Even when
Cool.
like I heard some stories about some people like when they all sucked up and stuff like that, they rather be on the hinds so they can get out of the way more easy than what you are in the fronts. But for me, still the fronts, man. I don't know why.
All right. So when you wake up in the morning, are you drinking coffee or are you getting energy drinks?
Coffee,
Coffee. How do you drink your coffee?
cafe. I would say
Hang on.
yeah,
Cafe.
that
Is that how you say
la
it?
macchinetta del caffè, sì.
Mhm.
Caffettiera.
Cafeteria.
Yeah.
All right. Mayor or gelding?
Gelding.
Gelding. You know, I've been hearing that a lot, man. A lot of guys I've been interviewing lately, like, man, you can't beat a good gelding.
No, you can't. You gotta be
Well, that's
gentle with the mare.
Turnenberg, man. Just kind of getting to know you a little bit more. I had no idea that you were more of a front guy. When I was apprenticing with Conrado, he made me always do the hinds. He said it's easier.
That's the thing. I like. He made me do basically only hinds. I only work especially on the hinds here. It's just me. I think I'm feeling better on the fronts. I don't know why.
You're more comfortable. If I was going to grade you or test you, or you were in a competition or something, you would rather take the fronts.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Well, man, thank you so much for being here this morning. And then in your perspective, night. What time is it over there?
It's not that late. Almost 4 p.m. It's 3:38.
Cool. Are you done working? Are you done working for the day? Are you through?
No, I'm just gonna go back to the barn after I'm done here. I'm in the office right now. I'm gonna go back to the barn now after we are done with the call.
Is it just you in the office?
Yeah. No, he just my boss just walked in.
Well, tell him I said hi.
Yes, sir.
And that
sure I will.
I would love to come to Italy and visit and have some of that local pizza.
We will be waiting for you, and we'll take you to the Con Le Mani.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a good time. We'll keep in touch, dude. I'd love for you to join us again, maybe later on this year, to kind of give us an update on what's going on in your world. Dude, thank you so much. Hey, right before you take off, man, say adios or goodbye or whatever. Give us an Italian good, JT, see you later.
I think I lost you.
Oh, well, I'll do it for you. Adios. I don't think that was Italian, but peace out.
Are flies bothering your horses? Give them the natural protection they deserve with Mally's Fly Spray, the all-natural solution to keep all flies away. Made with all-natural ingredients, Mally's Fly Spray is tough on flies but gentle on your horses. Safe, effective, and 100% natural, because your horses deserve the best. Try Mally's Fly Spray today.